Hi everyone, and welcome to day 3, Great International Craft Show 23. Hi, my name's Teresa Brown and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Warragul in Victoria. But you can join my team from anywhere in Australia, and we'd love to have you. Today we're going to be making a one sheet wonder box. Now, what's in this box? If you've been watching me on Facebook, you will see that I've been putting up riddles in what's in box 1, what's in box 2, and what's in box 3, or what products I've been using with codes, and you've got to crack the code. Now this is going to be has happened over the last few weeks before today. So I will put the winners up on my Facebook page as well, because I'll have to sit down, and you can still join in today. Go over to my Facebook page and have a look, and I will and put your comments in, and I will, after today, go and write down everyone's names and draw out some winners. You get a ticket for every time you're right, so that's important. So today I'm using the Irresistible Designs specialty paper. Now this is beautiful because it is, let me show you, this is one of the boxes I've already made, and this is a little triangle one. Same pattern that we're using today, only we're bringing it down into a triangle. So we've folded it in and we've brought the flap on the outside. Oh no, we've tucked it under on this one. And you can sort of see that the paper's white, but when you magically put ink on it, it comes out in a different colour. Here's another one that I made a bit earlier as well, which is a blue one. So that's there's 3 different designs in this paper pack, and you get 2 sheets of each. This one's the flower, this one's the leaves, and then you also get this one that I'm going to be using, which is stripes. So let's start our box. Let's come down to the workbench. Okay, now we're going to do some scoring and cutting. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to score at 3 inches, which is here. I'm just going to bring my paper trimmer around so you can sort of see. 3 inches, or 7.5, 6, 7, 7.7, or 3 inches. So 7.7 centimeters or 3 inches. Score down. Now the one thing with also this, or if you're working on designer series paper, because you can do these boxes in cards, 12 by 12 cardstocks, you can do them in designer series paper, you can do it in whatever you like. You need to make sure that your pattern's going the right way. But I'll explain that when we do this bit of cutting, scoring and cutting. So this is going to be on 9 inches, so it's 22.9. So it's one under the 23. One little notch under the 20. No, 2 little notches. No, it's one little notch under the 23. So it's 9 inches. So we're going to score down here. Now we're going to do some cutting and scoring. So we have our 2 sides like this, and now we're going to do some scoring down our sides here. So I'm going to score it first. I think it'll be easier. So 3 1/2. 3 1/2. So make sure when you do your 3 1/2 that not only have you lined it up at 3 1/2 inches at the top, but you also have lined it up at 3 1/2 at the bottom. Now sometimes if it's not, it's because your paper hasn't been pushed right up against the top of your paper trimmer. Okay, so if you got this down a little bit, you can see it's going to be crooked. So you need to make sure that you've got it lined up at the 3 1/2, which is 8.9, which is 1 under the 9 centimeters. Okay, so we're going to score that at 3.5. So 3.5. Okay, and then we're going to score the first bit. We should have scored is 1 inch. I keep forgetting about this little 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters. So we need to do that 1 inch right at the beginning. Now, if you're having trouble on this side of the paper, on the cutter, turn it around and do it on this side. So we want to line this up. So we have got our 1 inch or our 2.5. So 1 inch or 2.5. 1 inch, 2.5 centimeters. Now make sure it's at the top and the bottom, that it's the same, and score. Okay, so we've got our 1 inch here, and then our 3.5 here. So 3.5, which we've done. Now we're going to move it along to 6.5. So open our ruler up, and we're going to line it up at 6.5. So 6 inches there, and the half is just over this side of the ruler, which is 16.5 centimeters. Okay, and then we're going to line it up at the 9, which is 22.9 centimeters. Okay. Now I'm going to fold these. Now you can cut these on your paper trimmer, or you can cut them with scissors. Now the top where the 1 inch is, that's the top. Where's my bone folder? That's sort of like the little seal. And then we're going to fold this one. So now this bit here becomes the top of the box. This is the flap that goes in. And these are the flaps that go in here, or the tags, whatever you want to call them. This is the back of the box. Fold the next one. This is the bottom of the box. And then this becomes the front of the box. I'll turn these over. Just remember that your 1 inch is where your catch is. Okay, so I'm going to cut these with my scissors, or you can cut them with your paper trimmer. Now, if you're going to cut them with your paper trimmer, make sure that you get them exactly right, because if you don't, you're going to make it really hard for yourself. So I'm going to cut down to my second score line, third score line. I'm going to cut through my first score line, cut through, no, let me think, yes, cut through my second score line to my, there, so I'm going to go do that. Okay, I'm going to cut on my score line, gone through my second score line, and I'm going to cut down to my third score line. I think I've done this right. Yep, I have. It looks always a little bit harder when you're doing it the first time, and then we're going to cut up on this one to the score line as well. It's very hard to see the score lines, but you can see one there, and then it becomes a cutout as well. So we're going to cut away our first top square where the 1 inch is on the side here. So we're going to cut that on our second score line. Okay, so now we have our top little piece and our flaps to go in as well. So this is the overpass, the over part. Let's cut down this one now. let's hope that we can cut straight, because you really do need to cut this straight. Like I said, you can do it on your paper trimmer if you wish to. Just make sure that you line it up well. And go right down to that third score line. Okay. Then you're going to cut your 1 inch and your next section off. So on your second score line, you're going to trim that off. Bit tricky, but I will share with you what it looks like. Then you're going to also cut here. No, not here. Cut here, the bottom one. Sorry, nearly told you the wrong one. You're going to cut the bottom score up this way, from the bottom. From the bottom. Okay. We have got it right now. So we have this one, and you'll see this one's a little bit longer than that. That's okay. Just make sure that your sides are lined up nicely. This one's a little bit. Just make sure it's all lined up, and then come down with this one. Make sure that they're all lined up nicely. And this one, make sure they're all lined up nicely. Now on the two inner sides of here, so you've got your 1 inch at the top, and these two inner sides here, you're just going to trim a little bit off these, but not on the outer edge, just on the inner edge. So just a little bit of a V, not much. Down there. So you're just going to trim a little bit of a V down there. And a little bit of V down here. I need to hold it this way. Sorry, I need to hold it the right way. I'm going to just fold it because it's in my way. Hold it over so you can sort of get to it to do that little wedge out of there. So you can sort of see you've got a little wedge there and a little wedge there. Need to do the same on the bottom too, not on the top bit, but on the side bits. Not the middle piece, I should say. You don't need to do it on the middle piece. You just need to do it on the two side bits. Okay, I'm going to move this out of my way for a minute because it's easier to hold it like this. And cut that little wedge out of there. So you've got two wedges out. This is just cut just a fraction off my top here. Okay, so now we're going to turn it around and we're going to colour it. So I decided I'm going to use Fresh Freezer this time. You can use all different colours, just go a different colour. So you've got 3 of your brushes in your bag, so you've got 3 lots of papers. So if you haven't got any blender brushes, you can get 3 of your small ones, and then you'll get your pack of papers, and then you have whatever inks that you've got at home. Okay, so we're going to start up the top here. I'm going to load my brush up, so you can sort of see I'm loading my brush up and loading it up both ways. And I'm going to come in over the top of this very softly because I wanted a very soft colour, pink, but enough to bring the little white stripes out. Okay, so once again, if you've got a corner around it, you can corner around and most of us have got one, but we don't sell them anymore, I don't think. I'll have to check that, but I don't think we do. But if you've got a corner around it, you can corner around it there. Now we're going to do 1, 2, 3 panels with the colour. And you can do it as light or as dark as you want. I'm just doing it. We're going to not do these. We're not going to do this little bit, but we're going to do these two outsides, but we're not going to do this one. So we're just going to do a little bit of pink on these. Outside bits. Here and here. Like I said, you can do it as light or as dark as you want. If you want it a bit darker in spots, you can come back and do it over. The darker you go, the more those lines or patterns are going to show up throughout your blending. Okay, so which is really lovely. So now we need to do this bottom piece, but not these two. So once again, come in and do this bottom piece. I've got a pretty dry ink pad here, so it's good to sort of ink them but not have them too wet, because it'll go really, really dark if you have it too wet. Okay, so always try it on a scrap piece that you cut off on the corner first, to just make sure that it's the colour that you want as well, if you haven't done this technique before. Okay, now this is like a heat resist, I should say, a heat resist emboss. So what does that entail? So you had your 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, you had your Versamark, you had your favourite stamp set. You can stamp it over in Versamark, come back over with your clear or your white, and I would use white on white, embossing powder, heat tool it, and then come over and you can, once it's dry, you can come back over with your blends and colour in your own design. So that's really great. So now the box looks like this is going to be the front of the box here. Okay, and this is going to be the lid of the box. Okay, so this is going to go like this. So you want to make sure that you have all these nicely scored. Okay, so make sure that you really do come and give them a good little varnish across with your bone folder so that they sit nice and straight. Same with your side bits and your bottom piece. Make sure that they all have been nicely scored. Now there's all different glues you can use on these. So you can use your fast fuse, you can use your tear tape. Today I'm going to use my liquid glue. I haven't put any colour on here, so I'm just going to add my liquid glue onto my little edge here. Now don't forget, don't go too close to the edge because you don't want it to pop out, because when you use your bone folder later, it's going to spread it. So we're going to line up the side of the box. So we're going to line up the side of the box. Okay, so make sure, the good thing about the Tombow glue is that you can move it around to make sure that you get it exactly where you want it. Once you've got it where you want it, grab your bone folder and come down. I'm going to turn that around and use that bone folder. Now you can sort of see a little bit of the glue came out on the side there. So a little bit of a tip if that happens, and that's why I say don't go too close to the edge. You can use your embossing buddy, put some of that powder on there, and it will take that gluey stuff off, so when you put something in your box, it's not going to stick to it. I just want to make sure that that's right. So now we've got this one coming in. Now you've got your little V's cut off as well, so I haven't cut a little V off this one here. Or did I? Oh yes, I did. Okay, so I didn't cut very much off, but that's okay. This little one over here. So you're doing it on the pattern side, your glue, but like I said, don't bring your glue too close to the edge, because when you put that bone folder over it, it will squeeze out. So okay. So once again, I'll just turn this around. You will rub your bone folder across. And then you're going to do these two, which is the front of your box. Okay, so whichever side you want to do first, you can do first. I'm going to do this side first. So some glue on it. Like I said, you can use tear tape, you can use Seal Plus. Just remember with your Seal or your Seal Plus, once it's down, it's pretty much down, so you don't have any movement around. So that one needs to be behind when you glue this one up. So just bring this up to the corner and bring it right up to the top and line it up to the top. Okay, and then once again open this up, and then you've got your last one to do, which you can pull out to put the glue on. I remember years ago we used to make this box and we used to put eyelets and do lacing, do the flaps to the front and do lacing with it. So there's lots of different ways you can actually put the boxes together as well. Make sure you lift the front bit up so that it's nice and straight. You want that nice and straight along there. Okay, and then your lid will close into your box. Takes a couple of minutes for it to all sit nicely. Okay, so once you get that done, you want your ribbon. Oh, I think I cut my ribbon before. I did. So I cut about, what was it, 30, 60, 90, 110, about 110 centimeters long, because I want it to go down. Now you can put whatever you like in here. These brushes go in here really well, so your blender brushes go in the box. Okay, this is for a crafty friend, and you would put your blender brushes in, but you can put so much more in as well. So we want it to go up this way. Make sure your ribbon is the same. You're going to cross it over, turn that one over and turn that one over, so you get that nice little catch down the bottom. Okay, so you're going to turn that one over and you're going to turn that one over. See how you get that really nice piece at the bottom of the box? This would make a great little baby's box if you put some little jars in it with some little knickknacks and stuff, cotton balls, cotton buds or whatever in it as well. For a baby shower would look really lovely as well. Then just do your ribbon. on top. Well, fingers don't want to work. Sorry, my fingers don't want to work. Most of you, or a lot of you, would know that I haven't been well, and I had been in hospital and had open heart surgery, and it affected my right hand, believe it or not. I ended up with nerve pain all down my right hand. It's come pretty good, but still affecting me in doing things because it's still a little bit painful, but that's okay. It's getting there, and that's the main thing. So you've got this beautiful little box with a bow on top. Now you can actually put a decoration on the front here. You can do a little baby animal or whatever. Just if you're going to put one on the front, just put your dimensions top and bottom here and top and bottom here, so that you can always thread your ribbon through also. So that's a good thing. Like, I put this on last, but if they want to take the ribbon all off, then they can just pull it out. It's not attached to the box. So you can sort of see you've got two beautiful boxes here that you can give to teachers, anniversaries, anyone, a friend, and then you can make that box into a triangle as well, which is absolutely beautiful, and you can decorate it up as much as you want. But using the embossed resist paper, you don't have to do much decorating to it, and they're just simple little boxes that you can put lollies into, you can put Easter eggs into it, you can put Christmas gifts into it. Just overall fantastic range of little boxes. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today, and if you want to see more, don't forget to join me over on my YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and also over on Teresa Brown Stamping on my Facebook. And if you'd like to shop with me, you can shop with me at teresabrownstamping.stampinup.net. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed making boxes over this last 3 days. Very simple, very elegant little boxes for keepsakes. Bye for now.